So, guys, we're here at Door to Door Con with Mikey Lucas, a successful entrepreneur from owning solar companies to owning franchises of Everbull. Tell us a little bit about that, Mikey.
Yeah, dude. So I've been doing. And appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
I've
the time.
done door to door now for 9 years, going on my 10th year. I'm a at heart. I'm just a kid that wants to make a difference in the world, and I'm really a team player. So I want to make sure that everybody in the room feels like an individual rather than just a transaction. And yeah, dude. Every time I walk in the room, I want not only do people say, "Oh, Mikey Lucas is here," but I want people to leave, man, feeling, man, I feel better now because Mikey did some stuff that made me feel better about myself. Big into identity, so
100%. I got to know a little bit about you and I got to meet you, and I'm very fortunate to meet you back in Key West when we were doing
yeah,
Knockstar.
yeah,
I learned a lot about you doing the gas, even the gas pump sales
yeah, yeah.
tactic with the solar
Oh yeah.
sales. So, what like core business principles do you live by?
So one, the main thing is I take it from the Bible. Tony Robbins has also said it a lot, but the secret to living is giving. I invest into nonprofit organizations. The reason why is because and you've heard me say this. You were at Key West as well when I was there. Is that if your why doesn't make you cry, you have a cool concept, you have a cool idea. I really, really, really am not motivated to go out and work in 115-degree weather, and I'm really, really not motivated to go knock in 100 or in 10-degree snow. But I am motivated to knock in 10-degree snow to invest money into programs and movements that I really care about, whether that be overseas or locally. So honestly, I'm not money motivated. So I actually live so that I can. Yes, I have almost everything that I want, but I don't live. My lifestyle is not something that I want to go drive a Ferrari because it's going to make me feel better about myself. They say, guys that are famous say, you should give yourself the ability to be happy now and enjoy and enjoy the process of it, because you can be happy now, or you can say, I'm not going to be happy until I get X, Y, or Z. And then the second one really is that I don't raise my lifestyle until my passive income can pay for that. So I don't, I drive a Tesla Model X now,
Right?
and I didn't buy the Tesla Model X until my real estate could pay for the actual the price of the car. And then I got my other dream car, which is a Nissan GTR. I did
Nice.
that through passive income as well, through buying those 23 stores of Everbull. And now I've got 23 stores of Everbull. I've got multiple real estate properties. I'm working on solar farms right now, commercial
Okay,
solar,
cool.
to help mitigate taxes. But yeah, mostly is living a tax deductible lifestyle, and that way, we're gonna have. It's inevitable. We're gonna make money, but to learn how to invest my money like a billionaire and pay taxes like a billionaire, rather than invest like a millionaire and pay taxes like a millionaire, because millionaires still pay taxes and billionaires do not. So I had to figure out how to do that, and I just got around the right circles, man, and just serve, 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 and then people, yeah, they want to hook you up because you're a young kid and you just they want to see you win, so they end up
100%.
they end up just giving it back to you.
100%. And I really appreciate you coming on. I know when I got to meet you, you were really big on gratitude.
I did, of
What's
course.
what's your take on gratitude? Because I'm huge into personal development
Yeah,
and writing my gratitudes every day because it's a privilege to wake up every morning.
yeah, man.
So tell us a little bit about that, because a lot of young entrepreneurs watch this show.
Yeah.
So maybe you can help them out.
Sure, sure. So, a couple of the things that I focus on really is where my life could have been if I didn't have if I didn't have the hard things that happened to me in the past, and I can't be grateful for those. Life happens for me, not to me. There's a quote that hangs above my desk that says, "Life is 9% how I react and 10% how what happens to me. 90% how I react to it, and 10% what happens to me." So the attitude of gratitude is, for instance, one of my buddies, Ricky Mendez, he's an awesome dude. He's the gratitude guy, according to me. I love the dude. He's an awesome dude. I met him in a mastermind. And he said, if there's a crying baby on a plane, most people, they say, this freaking baby's crying, shut this baby up.
Yeah.
What he says is, he says to change it, to reverse it and say, I'm grateful for the crying baby because that shows me that I can hear, that I can hear things. For instance, traffic. I'm grateful for traffic because that gives me the ability to read a book, or to listen to a book rather. So
Okay.
I don't look at, a lot of people, they just have this negative outlook on life, and it's actually subconscious. They don't even realize it. It's gone so deep and so deeply rooted that they don't even realize that it's actually happening.
Yeah.
They just react. So they got this automatic response mechanisms that all can traffic. I'm like, perfect. That means I get an extra 10 minutes. Maybe I'm gonna figure something out in this book that I'm reading right now, and I'm gonna I'm gonna get that one thing that I need to change my life or whatever it is. So I just reversed it. And the other one that really got me out of it was a guy named John Assaraf. He said, change the what if into the negative. What if this business doesn't work out? What if this deal doesn't go through? What if this girl is not the girl of my dreams? What if this girl, for instance, was a big worry of mine because it happens a lot, and I saw multiple friends have this happen to them. But what if this girl eventually cheats on me?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, well, dude, like living in that scarcity mindset, living in that trap, honestly, trap. And I ultimately wanted freedom, but I was in that trap. I was like, how do I change this? So instead of saying, what if this business doesn't work out? What if this summer doesn't work out? What if the sale doesn't go through? I changed it to, what if this was the best summer of my life, the best year of my life? And that, I mean, I'm talking like on a daily basis, dude. Like I had to do that. It's all over my mirrors. It's all over my whiteboards. It's in my car. Like I am not naturally like, hey, I'm not naturally just like a let's go and let's go.
Yeah.
I'm not a motivational guy. I'm naturally lazy. I don't want to work, even though I have a hard work ethic, things like that. I'm not disciplined. So I put things in place. So I understand that. So I put things in place to get me to the point where I can have things of gratitude. Like earlier here, I was looking at my I am grateful on my phone. I've got a series of like, I don't know, it's like 49 or 50 something photos in there that I just will go through and I'll look at it, and dude, like I start catching tears. I start catching tears. So I'm like, dude, like this is why I eat crap in times like this, and I'm like, dude, like I'm remembering why I started in the first place. Because if you don't have gratitude, man, like if you're not excited and inspired about the future, you can't be grateful for what has happened to you to build you up, dude, you're gonna get, I mean, it sounds foofy or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
I don't really care, dude. Like, you're gonna get your ass kicked a lot, dude.
100%.
In business, it's not all, you heard on Jesse Hissel earlier today at the conference. He's like, we all thought his boy was gonna catch the ball, right?
Yeah.
No, he dropped the ball, right?
Yep.
Life doesn't end always in a positive. You don't always get that deal. You don't always get that girl. Your mom might not, get healed from cancer. Your grandma might not get healed from cancer. So like that. It might not work out the way that you want it to, the way that America and Hollywood has painted it for us. So how to have gratitude inside of that is crucial and is vital for your mental sanity. And if you're going to make the difference in the world, and if you're going to give back to your community, to your church, to your family, and whatever, if you're going to pay your mom and dad's house off, if you're going to give your grandfather, your grandmother, the hospital care, whatever they need, the church, the orphanage, the drug rehabilitation center, the women's shelter, if you're going to give them what they need, putting up solar panels on orphanages is what the projects that we're working on right now. And like, if I didn't have the ability to stay grateful, I would get knocked off my rail, dude. As soon as you keep going higher and higher and higher,
Yep.
like more people want to take you down, more forces, the negative energy. I would say it's Satan, or it's the evil side, right? And good and evil. It's the evil side trying to continue to take you down. And a lot of the times it's just myself. I can't sit here and blame the devil or Satan I don't actually see them. It's just this conscious voice, the good and evil of yourself, conscious voice telling you, I don't deserve this, I'm not good enough, I've always, once a failure, always a failure, I'll never do this, the past is indication of the future, like not necessarily, I don't say, for instance, like Jesse Itzel was talking about earlier, you gotta be careful with how you talk about yourself and the words you say. I don't say that I'm a recovering drug addict. I say I'm a recovered drug addict. I'm not a drug addict. I fully recovered. I don't say I'm a drug addict. I've been clean for going on 10 years now from synthetic heroin. Dude, and that alone was, I should be in prison, I should be in jail, or I should be dead. Wanted to take my life many times, and dude, like, I'm just grateful that I'm here. I could be, sitting next to, and whoever, Bubba and whoever,
Yeah.
and in prison right now, and I should be. But by the grace of God, I'm not there, and I'm like, dude, like, I got another chance. So I gotta be grateful for that. I gotta not forget that. So I'm a forgetful person. I don't know why that's the case. So what I do, if I know I'm a forgetful person, I gotta take a picture of that. So I'm an auditory learner. I'm a visual learner as well. So I put things in place. So I'm like, look, I got notes. I've got notes on situations that have happened. And I'm like, dude, I just started journaling, bro. And I'm like, okay, when things start, they're not adding up, you start subtracting. Mm-hmm. And I started, we call it like an SOP for life, standard operating procedure for life. So on one of my mirrors, It's funny, when I'm on the toilet in the morning, I see my one of my whiteboards. It says, when I want to feel like giving up, remember this guy, this guy, this guy, that girl, this guy, my family, my future kid. I named the kids. I have the names of my future kids. You know, and it's like, dude, if you don't have that, you're not grateful for the fact that you have the ability to potentially be a father like myself. Like, dude, like, what if I'm a bad father? What if I'm like my father, right? And my dad was a great dad, but don't get me wrong. But like, what if I was, what if I did those things, right? So without gratitude, man, yeah, you're gonna get stuck, dude. It's gonna be hard, man, because life isn't easy as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Who told us that? Who told us that?
Yeah.
What
100%.
Disney movie told us it's gonna happen?
Yeah. You get your face kicked in every single day.
A lot.
Every single day.
Every day, bro.
Every single day. It's a constant mental battle, and it's an uphill battle because for me, like, I'm starting off in the door-to-door sales game, direct sales. I've never done it before. I've been doing it 6 months now. I'm closing at a very high clip now. I'm grateful for Spartan Solar and Alex. I'm grateful for you, Knockstar, too. I learned a lot. You have your ups, and then you feel like the king of the world, and then you go a week, 2 weeks with no sales, and you feel like, why am I still in this industry?
Slum of the earth, I suck. I can't do it. See, I told you so.
Yep. And I feel like what really separates and kind of what all the great speakers that were speaking today, you got to have a bulletproof mind. That's one thing I really took from Door to Door Con. You have to have a bulletproof mind. And it sounds like you're really big on perspective. At what age did you have? Was there a certain moment where your perspective really changed and you really needed to be like, I need to start thinking that way?
Yeah. So there was many of them, and you can have this too. One thing I do, and as far as trainings goes, I say, look, pull up your Instagram, pull up your Facebook, whatever, pull up your iPhone, okay? Go to 5 years ago. Look at that photo. Where were you at? Maybe it was a selfie, whatever that was. And it's very easy to go to that. And some guys that don't have Instagram or whatever, like, you're not going to have it, or they delete the photos. But for instance, if you had that and you look 5 years ago, so I create those moments all the time. Now I'm always looking for those momentum moments where I'm like, this is a stamp for the new direction. So for instance, just take 5 years ago. What was I most afraid about? What did I fear the most? Okay, what was I excited about? Okay, what was I anxious about? What kind of a relationship did I want? Like, thank God I wasn't with that girl, right? Or whatever it was, right? Thank God I didn't get in that business. Thank God I didn't put my money in this or that or whatever. So perspective is everything, right? So again, life happens to you, or rather life happens for you, not to you. So I always do it. I mean, we can just go back 5 years today. Like, hey, Lance, go look back in January, whatever, 5 years ago, and find out where you're at. So the main moments for myself was I got cut my senior year from baseball.
Okay.
And before that, it was transitioning from 8th grade to 9th grade. But I got cut my senior year of baseball, and I remember sitting in my car like, well, everything literally my whole life up until that point was practicing baseball. I was from T-ball all the way up, and I thought I was gonna go pro. I thought I was good enough. But I don't know, maybe they were just being nice to me and didn't tell me that I wasn't good. So it is what it is. But I got cut my senior year, and there was other reasons why. They found out I was selling drugs, or I was using drugs, and they didn't want me on the team or whatever. So that was a pivotal moment for myself, and I decided, and I flaked out for about 2 years. I got heavy on drugs and wanted to die. I didn't have a purpose for life, and it sounds foofy or whatever, but really, I was in the middle of the deepest, darkest point of my life. In 2010 when I graduated high school. And because I thought, I was like, yeah, you're gonna go play college and kind of figure it out, and go get a degree and kind of figure it out, and get the wife, the 2.5 kids, and a white picket fence, and a dog named Charlie, and you'll be good to go. But yeah, 2010 when I got cut, I was like, man, like, you got to decide what you're going to do. And the problem is the schooling district, they at least where I'm from, they have people that come in with suits or whatever, nurses come in, and during career day, you're a sophomore or junior in high school, and they're like, yeah, let's find out our firefighters. They want to, cops. They want to, attorneys, whatever. They come in, and yeah, let's talk about what you're going to be. They program us to. And I'm not trying to be conspiracy theorists, but like, they program us to be an employee. And at 16 years old, dude, like, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah, 100%.
And at that point, I was like, I don't know, like, a badass, like,
yeah.
I wanted to win. I don't know, like, I was trying to just win the freaking state championship, for Christ's sake, right? I was trying to win something.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Once I realized that proximity was everything, like, why are these teams winning? Why is this team over here, like, my team never won the state championship or whatever, right? We played against Gorman and Palo and all these guys, and we weren't good enough. Never made it. Like, I know that if I'm around these guys, then I can make it, but I knew proximity at that point was everything. Who you are, show me your 5 best friends, I'll show you where we're gonna be at in 5 years. Show me, take the average of the 5 people that you hang out with most, or spend the most time with, whether that's listening or talking to. right? Listening on YouTube. Okay, cool. Well, show me their bank accounts. I'll show you. You can average the sum of their bank accounts and your bank account, and it's about even. So I was like, dude, like, it was the hardest thing for me to do was to cut out certain friends in my life. But I left a career being a firefighter, trying to be a firefighter, so that I could find other people to be around. And that was the main thing. I was like, dude, like, what am I willing to sacrifice for my own personal sanity and happiness? I wanted freedom, bro. I wanted freedom. My identity was contingent on whether people liked me or not. I wanted to be like my mom and dad. I want to be like my older brothers. My sister got all the attention. I blamed everybody. Dude. Except for I didn't take responsibility for myself. So it was those pivotal moments in high school. I was like, okay, like, I'm a big kid now, freshman in college, and just was lost. I didn't know where I was going to go. And thank God somebody from Utah recruited me into door to door. And 3 years later, I'm out in Baltimore knocking on doors like, do you want some alarm systems? They're like, no, I've got this and I've got the pit bull. I'm good, right?
Yeah, 100%. There's some crazy story. What's the craziest story you've seen door to door?
Yeah, I mean, I've been, my girlfriend said she doesn't want it, bro. Her girlfriend says she doesn't want it. I was like, hey, look, no, totally understand that. That's actually exactly why I'm here. The neighbors down the street, Roy and Linda, Jackson Gale, they said the exact same thing. I'm actually right here on the iPad, what this is basically, and guys come out with guns like that. I'm like, hey man, like, dude, look, man, I'm just trying to do my job, dude. Like, I'm not sure if you guys seen the trucks. Dude, look, man. Hey, man, I'm just doing my job, dude. I got 1 hour before I get the clock out and go home, dude. I'm just doing my job. The reason why I'm out here is just, so I've gotten chased by guns. Okay, now that I talk about it, okay, the craziest time I was in DC, selling alarm systems, and I don't know, you guys that are watching this, you've knocked in doors on the East Coast. They don't have gates. They don't have fences, bro.
Nothing.
So, okay, we're walking, and all of a sudden I hear, roof, 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 roof. I'm like, oh, cool, dog. Roof, 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 roof. Like this fool saw us from the front, through his window, and went out back, and somehow got out and chased us. And I'm like, oh, it's just a dog, whatever. And I didn't realize, because in Vegas, there's freaking fences everywhere, and dogs go up and down. They chase. My dog growing up was up and down the fence chasing everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I look and I glance. I'm like, oh my God, dude. And the dog was like probably from here just to the end of the street, to the other side of the street. We're on the other sidewalk. We're walking, and I was like, I jumped on a car. My other buddy ran, like cockroaches, just ran, dude.
Just booked it.
Dude, yes. And I've gotten bit by it's the little dogs that I'm most afraid of, actually. It's not the big dogs.
They're aggressive.
The little dogs, they bite your, I always tip for door knockers. If a little dog comes out, just go like this with your toes. Go like this with your toes. Just crunch them in and let them bite the front. And be like, oh, wow, ow, he just bit me. And then they're like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, do you mind if I sit down? It hurts. Yeah, so basically, you guys have a power bill. You guys pay it online or paper bill? Okay, cool. Let's take a look at it really quick. Yeah. Ow. Ooh, you guys have some water, too? Can I use the restroom? So, if you ever see a little dog, just tuck your toes back.
That's hilarious. Yeah. That's hilarious. They're aggressive, the little ones. Now, business and gratitude is huge. Yeah. What are some tips that, some young entrepreneurs that you can give them? You want to talk about that?
Sure. So a couple of the implementable stuff that I do, like I said earlier, I've got guys, you're going to listen to this, and if you, you've listened to some certain courses like that, and they say, all right, turn this off. And you're like, yeah, I'm not going to turn this off. I'm not going to do what he says to do.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm at where I'm at is because I just did what they told me to do. If they told me to turn the podcast off or the video off, the course off, and do the certain thing, I just said, okay, cool. I didn't ask questions. I'm not smarter or better than anybody else. I just did what the smart guys told me to do. Because thank God my family was not like that way. If you ever, your old school family, if they ever told you to do something, you never questioned that. You just did it.
Yep.
Except for cleaning my room. For whatever reason, I didn't want to make my bed a lot. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I make my bed every single morning now. Most mornings, or sometimes I'm like, I gotta go and I can't do it. So the gratitude photos. So if I ever have somebody that texts me and says, hey dude, I'm really appreciative of you spending time with me. Thank you so much. I will screenshot that and I will put it in that folder. So just go to your iPhone, go to albums and create a new album and call it I Am Grateful. And then just start taking photos. For me, a couple things that are in there. For instance, my little sister, Alyssa, signing her first real estate and property deal. I got a picture of that. Really important to me. My mom, now selling her house. Just took a screenshot of that. She just sold her $1 million house. She bought it for $6 million, sold it for $1 million. Is gonna go pay cash for another house and pay it off. So that helped my mom get her house paid off.
That's awesome.
Freaking awesome. It's an awesome financial strategy that we use. It's freaking great. So things like that. But yeah, obviously writing down every day is sometimes unrealistic. And here's one of the things that I talked about at Key West was that you just need to be somewhat better. So, in other words, what most people do is they don't have enough clarity. They end up leading to inaction, and your inaction is an action. It's a decision to not do anything. So the main thing is you just got to be somewhat better than you were yesterday. And there's a Jordan Peterson quote behind my desk that I look at every single day. It says, "Don't compare yourself to anybody else, but compare yourself to who you were yesterday." And I take that serious. Progress over perfection. Just do somewhat better than yesterday, like somewhat better. And if you're 1% better every day, you're like 3,000% or whatever in a year. 350 something percent better in a year. It's like 600 something. I don't know, whatever it is. It's a lot. But yeah, the implementable stuff is that gratitude. I mean, it does magical things for me. And then in a standard operating procedure of your life to implement gratitude, like it's cool to, like for instance, you can have every single book on how to create tax-free wealth or how to create a real estate empire, but if you don't read them and implement them, it's paperweight on your desk. Like it's worthless. It's just, oh, look how cool you are. You got a cool library.
Yeah.
Like that's all cool and dandy and all, but if you're not doing it, so then it was okay. Whenever I start to feel really, really down, I could start to remember that. I'm like, hey, start to find these triggers, and whatever would trigger me, I'd be like, oh, cool, sweet. I'm gonna go to my phone. I'm gonna go to standard operating procedures. Hey, remember when this happens, do this and this and this and this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So implementing it is the hard part, and to find out how to eliminate when you're feeling bad about yourself is the hard part. So we like are addicted to it. We're addicted to like talking about, for instance, and not to get political, but like we're addicted to talking about politics. We're addicted to talking about how bad that company is or how bad that rep was. Like we're addicted to talking crap all the time. And I don't know why that's the case, right? And I only learned that because somebody called me out. Thank God, somebody in my inner circle called me out for doing it years ago. And I've slowly, reasonably asked guys like you to help me out. Like, hey man, if you ever see me doing something, I call them a blind spot detector. If you ever see me doing anything like that, will you please call me out? And I have to be willing to accept that. Otherwise, you're not gonna get any better. Like, you think you're gonna get to the top and not get taken down right away? Like, what do you want to get to the top and then fail? Like, public humiliation is what I believe people are most afraid of. So they end up not getting to the tops. But as far as implementable stuff, the main thing is when you're starting to feel down, pick up the phone, go to your gratitude photos and start to look at it. Picture says 1,000 words or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Whatever that quote is.
Yeah.
And start to look, man, start to feel. Okay, men, you need to start getting more into your feelings. Okay, take the mask of I got it all together and put it away and start asking for help. Start asking for help. If you don't ask for help, what you got it all together? Because I sure don't. I don't got it all together. I still pay coaches, therapists, the whole 9 yards. Okay, I got a coach in every part of my life. Financial, spiritual, relational, the whole 9 yards. Physical, okay? I've got, coaches for everything because I want to get better. But that's because I'm willing to actually accept the help. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, so I just said, all right, tell me what to do.
Yeah, and guys, you can see that Mikey's huge on personal development. You have to keep getting better, or else you start to regress. Yeah. If you're not getting better every day, you're going to start regressing. A question I like to ask is, what's some advice that you wish you were told in your 20s that you know now?
Yeah. First things first, and I already said it, is if someone is successful and they have the majority, if not all of the moral values that you want to have, and they say, hey, look, read 1 book a month or read 10 books a month, don't ask questions, just do it. And then support the heck out of them. Like, for instance, Cole Hatter was asking somebody, or somebody asked Cole Hatter, one of my mentors, was like, hey man, how do I get in front of Ed Mylett more? And he's like, you want to know how to really get in front of Ed Mylett? Really? You really want to know? He's like, yeah, I went on, and we find out why he wanted to get in front of him, whatever. But he's like, I want to get in front of him more. So he's like, okay, well, are you reposting his stuff every day? Are you tagging him when you're reposting him? Are you commenting all of his stuff? Are you liking everything? Are you sending him the DMs? Like, if you're not going out there and actually getting in front of people like myself want to help people.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I can't tell you how much free hours I've given to people just because I'm like, dude, like, you support the hell out of me, dude. Can I help you in any way?
Yeah.
Like, what can I do? I don't need to charge you for anything. Like, can I help you in some way? Like, we want to see people win. In your young 20s, ask for help. You need to get help and get help faster. Pay for coaching. Otherwise, you're going to make mistakes. Like, you're going to make so many mistakes. You don't have enough time in your 20s and in your 30s to go through all the mistakes. Why not take a $20 bill, turn it into a book, and learn from guys like Jesse Itzler, right, or Cole Hatter, or Ed Milet, these guys that are, John C. Maxwell, these guys that are just like, they're gangsters when it comes to leadership, sales, finances, real estate flipping, whatever that looks like, relationship advice, love and respect, a relationship book that completely changed how my relationship is with my girlfriend. Like completely changed for $20 investing in myself. So for instance, I also, for Christmas, I don't want anything else other than a $15 Amazon card. $15 Amazon card gets me a book. That book, and I am freaking jacked. When my family gets me a $15 Amazon gift card, I buy a book. And then I tell them, thank you for investing in me. You invested in me. Thank you so much. I don't want clothes. I don't want nothing for my family. I want one $15. Stop spending money on me. Give me a $15 Amazon gift card. I'm gonna go buy myself a book, and I'm gonna read that book, and then I'll send them notes on it. And dude, I'm just grateful that they want to invest in me. I take that serious.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I really appreciate you coming on. Where can we find you on social media?
Pleasure. So Instagram is the best way to get a hold of me. Mikey Lucas, MIKEYLUCAS. I'm also on YouTube. I just started my YouTube, TikTok. My Facebook page is also Mikey Lucas, but the best way to get a hold of me is through my Instagram. My Instagram is like my bread and butter, and that's my main thing.
Awesome. Well, again, I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, brother.
And
Thank you.
catch us on the next podcast.